Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another My Choice Monday. Today, I'm going to be doing a review for Barb-Wire. But before I get into my review, I wanted to thank Mill Creek for sending me this Blu-ray to review for you guys. They have an awesome company, and I will put their links in the description box below. Now, Barb-Wire is a 1996 film, which runs approximately 98 minutes, and is directed by David Hogan. Now, this is the only film that I could find that he did. He was mostly a music video director. Now, story time, kids. MTV actually used to have music videos all the time. Before they started doing all these stupid reality shows. Now, he had worked with Dave Matthews, Lionel Richie, Blues Traveler, the Jim Blossoms, Rod Stewart, Taylor Dane, and Earth, Wind & Fire, just to name a few. Now, this stars Pamela Anderson Lee. At the time, she was married to Tommy Lee, Clint Howard, and Udo Kier. Of course, Clint Howard is Ron Howard's brother, and we know him from The Ice Cream Man, of course, and Evil Speak. Now, Pamela Anderson Lee plays Barb-Wire. She is she's a nightclub owner in a kind of a post-apocalyptic future. And she takes on jobs as kind of like not a mercenary, but kind of like, almost like a private eye, but a rough private eye, which wears a bustier leather and pantyhose, and not really much else. Now, it had been years, actually years, probably, let's see, I was talking to Brad the other day, probably about 20 years since I have seen this movie. And I wasn't really expecting much. I was curious about it, so I requested it from Mill Creek. And I have to say, it's actually not a bad movie. It's a typical 90s action movie. And by typical, I mean the type of stuff that Arnold Schwarzenegger would come out with, and Sylvester Stallone would come out with, which I actually like. I've always liked their films. Now, this was panned by the critics, of course. Probably because she walks around with her boobs half hanging out half the time. But is there really much difference between Pamela Anderson Lee and Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger with the awkward one-liners or the awesome one-liners and, explosions and action scenes? I don't know. I actually kind of enjoyed this movie. I don't remember liking it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen it. But I actually did enjoy it. It is a fun movie. Now, a couple interesting things about the film. Or at least one interesting thing about the film. David Hogan actually wasn't the original director. It was Adam Rifkin. But he was replaced by David Hogan because the dailies that were coming back were considered unsatisfactory by the company. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The last thing I'm going to get into is the presentation of this film, and I am freaking blown away. Now, I watched this with my wife. Like I said, it has been a long time since I've seen this. Here's your cover, here's your back cover, and your inside. Here's your presentation of your disc. I'm actually not kidding when I say this is probably one of the best transfers that I've ever seen on Blu-ray. Now, recently I had done a review for Hostel Part 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, and I was amazed at the transfers on those. This is better. This is an incredible transfer. I was just completely blown away. I kept saying to my wife, I was like, this is amazing looking. The transfer is just incredible. Mill Creek is really, really stepping their game up. Now, this is available now. You can probably find it at most Walmarts. Amazon does have it. And it is very affordable. Now, the Blu-ray itself and most of their Blu-rays are pretty much bare bones. But with this transfer, I just think it's amazing. I just couldn't get over it. So, yeah, definitely go out and pick this one up. If you are an action movie fan, if you like Schwarzenegger movies or Stallone movies, this fits very, very well into your collection. So, yeah, the transfer is just incredible, and it's amazing to see it. All the colors pop, and there's no grain, and the sound is incredible. It just blew me away. But definitely go out and pick this one up. And as I said, I will leave Mill Creek's links in the description box below. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.